Dallas Cowboys. Dan Bailey now to put the ball in the air, and we are underway from downtown Minneapolis. On the return,
go back, T. Wait, I'll get to you in a minute.
Across
Hold on.
the 25, couple extra yards
Yes,
up to the 27-yard line.
It's okay. Leave it alone.
Here's the first carry for Ezekiel Elliott.
Ooh.
Just a yard on the first down.
What
carry,
you want?
So 2nd and 9.
Go play with your truck.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Again to Elliott. And an alley to run. And he's able to get most of what he needed on the carry there. 7 yards on the gain, and it's 3rd and 2 now.
And that's the kind of run that gets everyone excited on offense. And, you know, oftentimes the guys who carry the ball are the ones in the huddle.
Coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. Linval Joseph in there to drop him for a 4-yard loss, and it'll be 4th down. On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. Here's Sherrills.
See how I messed it up? Made a
12 yards on the return that time. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
Same play as other city had, y'all look. You can see it. Same shit.
Now the first carry for Dalvin.
We on that shit. Come on. See me?
Even with the nice move, can't go very far. Stop short of the 30. Tackle there by Leighton Vander Esch.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
2nd down, Cousins. Caught out left side by Robinson. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. It's a 10-yard pickup, and it moves the chains. 1st down, here's the run with Cook. And able to get a couple as he's across the 40 to the 41.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through.
And that's caught inside the 30. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. They give him a gain of 38. So the defense blitzed. A nice job picking that up, completing the pass.
And how in sync was the quarterback in his center on that play? They saw the blitz, made the appropriate calls, got the line engaged because now they know there are going to be extra guys coming at the quarterback, so they got their assignments down pat and kept them away from him, and he's able to step up in the pocket and fire one now for a really good strike.
And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. It's a 10-yard gain there, and it sets him up now 1st and goal.
His passing's been on point on this drive, hasn't it? Been very accurate. Got the
in trouble, and he'll go down back at the 12. Randy Gregory able to drop him for a loss of a couple.
On any 1st and goal, the real estate to work with for the offense is really cut down, and the defense knows it. So they often bring heat and pressure, which they did on this play. Got him down for a loss. Not a big one, but any loss of yardage in this position is tough for an offense.
3rd and goal for Cousins. It is incomplete. Anthony Brown right there to knock it away.
Chances are good he's going to be a very busy guy. 2 catches already in this opening drive, and they were looking his way for a 3rd.
I think they put this defense on notice that could be a really, really frequent combination.
The older one.
And Bailey able to knock it through. And the Vikings have a 3-0 lead. So a pretty good opening drive. That'll make the home fans somewhat happy. They wanted 6, but they got 3 in the early lead.
And they should be happy. The guys look good getting down the field. That's got to give them a little bit of hope that good things are in store here today for them.
down, but
well, off topic, but we'd be remiss if we didn't point out what else was happening Super Bowl weekend. The Madden 19 Club Championship, second major this season, 2 more to follow. And our winner, Pavin, representing the Oakland Raiders. He took down the Vikings, and your favorite, Charles, Ivy Strafin. He had to reach for the ibuprofen after a 38-24 beatdown in the final.
Well, you know, if he was representing the Oakland Raiders, the Vikings went down, and they went down hard. That's how the Raiders do it.
How about Pavin, though, wins $100,000 for his efforts, also won Super Bowl tickets for the next day, unselfishly gave them to his father and his brother.
How about that? That's pretty cool. Congratulations, Pavin. Way to go.
7 yards there, good enough to move the sticks. The give is to Elliott. And an alley to run. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play.
It's yours, Silly. It's yours.
Now Elliott shrugs the tackle. Nice. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old-school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense with that 5 straight runs?
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive, and like you said, the way it's working, they may just stick with it. No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4. On 3rd down, that's Elliott, and he'll be stopped up quickly here at the 38. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it'll be 4th down.
Well, this was just simply excellent defense. On this 3rd down, they had to be alert for the possibility of a pass, but that didn't stop them at all from understanding what was going on when they decided to run the football. They just swarmed and stopped them for almost no gain.
These kickers now, it's like we take them for granted. Kicks like that used to be such a big deal, and now you just expect them to make it.
Yeah, you're exactly right, and we shouldn't take them for granted, but I have a theory about it. You want to hear it?
Yeah.
They are more athletic now than ever before. Talk about kickers. Trace their backgrounds, trace their history. You'll find that they were big-time athletes all along, but their kicking was so prevalent that we made them specialists.
Well, and now those 50-plus yarders seem easy for some reason. For the Minnesota Vikings, earlier you and I were breaking down Kirk Cousins' season and the disappointment there, but they go from 13-3 to 8-7-1, and this was a team that many thought off that 13-3 season were Super Bowl contenders. What happened?
I think they struggled with Kirk Cousins meshing in as their new starting quarterback. Their offensive line had its share of troubles up front. Couldn't keep Dalvin Cook healthy as their lead runner. But the defense, even though the numbers were good at the end of the year, they struggled throughout as well. They had some games where they gave up some big plays. Remember the Rams game earlier in the season? The Packers game that was a tie, I think the 2nd game of the year. So all in all, they could just never get that consistency and cohesiveness that they had in 2018. But it's a team that's not very far away. They can bounce right back into the playoffs in this upcoming year.
And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. It's a pickup of 16 there, and it'll lead to a new set of downs. 1st down, here's Cousins. And he's got the hook up here. It's Kyle Rudolph. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. A good pickup there, 26 yards. Well, that tight end position, it just seems to continue to evolve every year in the NFL.
Yeah, you're getting really terrific athletes. A lot of them maybe were wide receivers at one point. They continue to give you speed, great hands, and big bodies, which make them excellent targets for quarterbacks.
Two minutes to play in a tightly contested first half. More from Minneapolis after this. Cousins now on 2nd down. His throw caught right around the 6. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. A really good pickup of 28 yards. They'll run with Cook, and he goes backwards on this one, losing yardage to the 7. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down. Now a second down throw for Cousins. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. A great play there. A 7-yard touchdown grab. And the Vikings are able to strike for 6. Well, this is blocked. The defense picks it up, but he doesn't get far. They're able to stop him. And after all that, the extra point attempt unsuccessful.
I know it's easy to kind of shrug off a blocked extra point, but this game is shaping up to be a tight one. The second half, this could prove crucial.
Yeah, we might look back on this one. We'll have to wait and see. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line.
Well, Charles, as the Cowboys take over here, what do you think of the season that Dallas had? Yes, they get in the playoffs, but that's now 6 straight divisional round games that they've lost.
And that doesn't make you feel great as an organization. But think about this season. They started 3-5, ended up winning their division. Questions about their head coach Jason Garrett's future. They finished 7-1 to claim that 3rd NFC East title in 5 years. And then they added a playoff win over Seattle as well. So I think the future looks good for Dallas. I also like what they're building in terms of Dak Prescott, Ezekiel Elliott on offense. But how about on defense? They got 2 of the better young linebackers in the league, and Jalen Smith and Leighton Vander Esch. Build around them and watch for the Cowboys to be in the mix in years to come.
Prescott from the gun on 3rd. The Vikings after it, and they get there for the sack. Daniil Hunter coming in to drop him for a loss of 8, and it'll be 4th down. And now the Vikings are going to stop it here on defense with a timeout, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. Sherrills to return it. A good return there, call it 13 yards. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. While we have a second here, let's peek back to the Super Bowl. The lowest scoring Super Bowl, Charles, in history, 13-3. And it took us 53 minutes to get our first touchdown of Super Bowl 53.
Can you believe they went into the half, 3-0 New England, Stephen Gostkowski with a field goal. Then they finally tie it up with Greg Zuerlein at the end of 3 quarters.
Pressure too much that time as Cousins goes down.
Nope.
DeMarcus Lawrence in there to bring him down for a loss of 7.
I don't care where you think you had him at. No.
Working out of the gun, Cousins. And he's going to go down again. And this offense going to elect to burn a timeout with 5 seconds remaining in quarter number 2. Cousins with work to do after the sack as he brings his guys up on a 3rd and long. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to be taken down right at the line. So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Vikings have to like their position. They've got the lead. They get this football as well as we are back and underway for the second half. That's fielded in the end zone.
What they get? That's awesome.
Out come the Vikings. They'll have it first on offense as we begin the 3rd. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters, as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them.
Here to Rudolph. And a nice gain of 21 yards.
And there's another completion to the tight end. And let's face it, it is hard to overthrow a 6'6" target.
It is indeed. Quarterbacks like their speed guys. They like that huge 6'6" target that they've got in him.
They really do, and it reminds me of what one great tight end told me once. He told his quarterback, just make sure you throw it up there. You know, kind of like put up in the top shelf where the kids can't get it.
A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. A 10th carry in the game for Cook. And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there, but it's enough to give him a new set of downs.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing, but with a guy like him...
Looking for Diggs, and it's intercepted. Picked off down near the 5. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
I beat him 10-9.
First possession of the third quarter and interceptions.
Remember what happened while ago now.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
That happened to you before?
No, I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
There you go.
And he'll be brought down, it looks like, right at the 15. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a first down, keep the sticks moving.
Ooh. Bye. Good night, Irene. Good night, Irene. Zeke.
Past the 20. Touchdown, Cowboys. Ezekiel Elliott, 85 yards. And the Cowboys are now just an extra point away from moving out in front. Point after, right down the middle. And that will put them on top here in the 3rd. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. That'll be taken in the end zone. And all that work, but he stopped.
Nope, you ain't going in there, T.
He's simply taking a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. And now out comes Minnesota. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finish off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done. I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
Not much room here as he only gets it to about the 30. Jalen Smith, the Notre Dame man, in on the tackle.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading the play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs. A give. This is Cook. And he puts his head down and gets up to the 42 for a gain of about 6.
Looks like they're establishing a pretty good pattern here because they've been very heavy in the running game on the last 4 plays.
Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth. So far, 4 plays in this drive, all 4 on the ground. And this one's going to go the wrong way, losing yardage back at the 42. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down.
Brandon, we're into the 2nd half, and this offense has not scored a lot of points, and that was another example of why. I think it's time to open things up and start really trying to move the ball.
And he will have the first down as he's brought down up near midfield. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains.
Don't go there.
They run it for the first time with a backup Murray. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
The good old toss play, and this time they go to the left side, so give a lot of credit to the offensive line. Center, guard, tackle, able to seal that side. But the guy that we don't give enough credit to, wide receivers. They have to do a great job of blocking downfield. Otherwise, that play can be spilled in the backfield. In this case, everyone handled their responsibilities, and they picked up really nice yardage.
runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. Another tote for the workhorse this afternoon. It's Cook.
Oh, my God.
Look at this. Middle of the field. A breakaway. Touchdown, Vikings. A great effort there. His second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Vikings have taken the lead here in the 4th quarter. And on that long run, maybe the defense caught napping a little bit.
The concentration level may not have been there. I agree with you on that one, because those types of plays, when they result like that, they're almost like big bolts of lightning, aren't they? Whoosh, and off he goes.
And he is into the end zone again. So get him some oxygen. He scores on the long run and then punches in the 2-point conversion for good measure. Bailey now to kick this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. And they had to go a long way on their last drive to score the touchdown. This time they get at least a little bit more of a cushion with field position.
I have to think that with this field position, after what they did on the last drive, they might want to take a shot right now and try and cut down the length of the drive.
That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. They go back to Elliott. He's been busy. And he'll be taken down right around the 34 after a pickup of only a yard. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here. Sometimes your philosophies get challenged at times you don't want them to. They did try to stick to the running game on the first 2 plays. Didn't amount to much.
And now facing a 3rd and long at the outset of this drive. The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. He's going to sling this deep downfield.
Oh!
Incomplete. The contact made the ball run free and brings up 4th down.
Trying to erase that deficit all at once. One big shot. He took it. Unfortunately for him, incomplete.
Money, man. That dude wouldn't have ran over there.
One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. As expected, they're going for it.
The goddamn blitz. Fuck, I seen it at the last minute. I ain't look at the line. I just felt. When I said hood, I said she. I felt. I tried to hear it for throw it.
And the Vikings, they have the football now in excellent field position.
Oh, fuck. Got it to the house.
Handoff comes to Cook. And he'll get this down to about the 30, 31-yard line. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
Yeah, we got my second there.
When do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all 3 still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage, use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts.
And keep in mind, it'll also stop the clock at the 2-minute warning.
I know the game's not over, but there's got to be a sense of satisfaction right now.
You know, you'll fuck up.
I carried the football
I
a bunch today.
99
yards, and he has enough time to go over the century mark.
You got to give it to him again, right?
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. You're not worried about it.
And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. A great play there. 25 yards to the house. And the Vikings are going to add on to their lead. This time, the extra point up and
going overtime.
Now up to 14. Bailey now to kick this one away.
How does it look?
This is taken about 7 yards deep.
I did do it again. That was my 3rd time doing
heading back out and
I
ready
did it
to
on
go
the other
again.
game.
And last time out, went for it on 4th down, turned it over, gave them great field position, turned into 6 points. So they've got to recover here, Charles.
It's amazing what one decision can do in the chain of events, right? The decision to go for it on 4th down
caused all of that.
It caused every bit of it, but it showed confidence. Hey, I've got confidence in you guys. Go pick it up for them. Didn't happen. also showed confidence in the defense. They didn't pick up their end of the bargain, so now they've got to come back out and start over and rebuild that confidence.
Prescott now on second down. And an alley to run. He finds an opening past the 40. Able to make something out of nothing there. 17 yards and a first down. First down now, but that clock rolling.
Sometimes guys get locked into such a groove. What do we call it? The game slowing down. They see everything happening almost in slow motion. They see the lanes develop. I feel like he's right there.
Well, and you want this from your leader, right? With this deficit, this stage of the game, second half, no quit in him.
Zero.
This is Elliott. Pushing his way inside the 40. And he'll go out of bounds right around the 40. We'll give him 10 yards on that one, and that'll earn him a fresh set of downs.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the fourth quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down fourth quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. Prescott now. Flush to his right. Got an open man. It's Michael Gallup. And he's taken down inside the 30. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another first down. First down, Prescott. Eluding the pressure right. And he's got his big tight end over the middle, complete. And they move this all the way down to the 9. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20. Now Elliott. Showed off the toughness, but still corralled shy of the 5 at the 6. It'll be a 3-yard pickup, and it brings up second and goal.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
And now maybe they want some extra time to talk about this third and long play as we'll get a timeout. As they get it with 26 seconds to go in the football game. You got to think this is likely 4-down territory anyway, but they'll try to punch it in now on third and goal. Flushed out right.
Man, how you get up there?
Trey Wayne's the Michigan State man right there in coverage.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there
No
on
way.
third down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a fourth down decision.
Desperation
Touchdown,
time.
bitch.
Trey Wayne's the Michigan State man right there in coverage. Drops to the ground, incomplete. Clock stops here just inside of 20 seconds, 19 left.
I can't believe
They start the drive with Cook, and maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Call it a loss of 2 on the play, and it'll be second and 12.
you can't really do shit.
On second down, Cook. Room past the 20, as he'll take this up to the 22-yard line.